I'm Tim from Minnesota.
Tim, have a great sounding microphone there, Tim. How's it going?
I'm from Minnesota. We actually don't have a Democratic Party in our state.
Wow.
It's a common misconception. We are the Democratic Farm and Labor Party. So anytime you see one of our senators, Al Franken, is going to say DFL under his name.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Our Farm and Labor Party got strong enough to make the Democrats come to the table.
Come on.
So we had a successful third party.
Yeah.
So I get tired of hearing people saying we can't do it. We did it. They're still here. If you look at a map of congressional districts, you guys pull up a map, we are the only state that consistently gets rural people to vote Democrat still.
All right.
We have every rural congressional district. We have an R6 district that has been held by a Democrat since 1991. You don't just sell. You don't just sell out. You don't let the national party tell you how to run in your district. Now, he's not the perfect, Keith Ellison progressive, but he's a good progressive. He gets a 57% from progressive organizations.
Mm-hmm.
He's all right. And he's a hell of a lot better than any Republican we get there. So don't just take centrist, watered down non-ideas. In 1976, both presidential candidates were talking about an earned basic income.
Yeah.
We can move this conversation, and we have to, because every election we lose, there are single moms who have to work 3 jobs, and there are people who are getting hurt because we can't get our shit together and take care of these folks.
Yep.
We need to win, not because, it feels good to win. I'm not a Republican. I'm out there. When I volunteered to work out here last midterm cycle, quit my job, worked for these folks because we had good people on the ballot. We won in a midterm. For governor, we won by 10 points, and for Al Franken, we took him from 537 votes to winning by 12.
Wow.
And he did it as a progressive in the middle of the Midwest. And I am tired of people telling me how these people think. These people respond when you show up and say, these are my values.
Yep.
This is what I care about, and this is what I want to go home. Take
Tim,
to my folks.
Hey, thanks so much for the call. That is actually a great. I felt your passion, man. Thanks for the call.
Good.
Absolutely, and this is what we're saying. Like he actually laid it out plain. It's something that happened on the local level. They didn't care what the national party was saying. They went out and they organized it, and then they brought the Democratic Party to the table.
Yes.
Right now, I guarantee you that the Democratic establishment is constantly giving the FL portion of the DFL, giving them hell. Right,
yeah.
but
much like they're giving the Working Families Party in New York.
Right, but they are still leveraging the Democratic Party in the way that they need to get what they need done in their area. It's got to be on the local level. Bring that other comment back up that you just had. I didn't get a chance to read. Okay, never mind.
Was it bad?
Okay. All right. Cool.
Thought it was a comment.
Yeah, I was like, wow. Yeah. All right.
Well, all right. So let's get back to that. I mean, yeah, it's good to go grassroots, and it's important, and that's probably the only way you're going to leverage change. But the problem with the grassroots is that you don't have that money.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, like, look at, we talked about this back in July when we went to the DNC, and it was like Hillary for Victory Fund. What happened to all that money that was supposed to go back to the states?
Right.
And, you know, they outspent the Orange Monster by 2 to 1, if not more. And you know, now the state party in Kansas told them they couldn't afford $20,000. So how much of that money though went back to Georgia? And did any money go back to Georgia?
No, well, I want to say, okay, in terms of Kansas, it's very possible that Kansas did not have the money because the money had already gone to Hillary during the general election and the primaries, right?
Absolutely.
So, I mean, I'm sure somebody may have an entire case showing where the money is. That may be the case. I haven't seen that. But just on the principle of what you said, right, the Hillary for Victory campaign fund, which made it seem as though $100,000 was going to go, or $10,000 rather, was going to go to the local parties, it actually ended up being like $100 or none in many cases. So it could be that Kansas didn't have the money. However, there's still the DCCC.
Oh yeah, they could have given.
They could have given some money.
But I mean, like, let's look at my point, I guess, with bringing that up was I wonder, we're talking about centrists and how the party picks things. I wonder how much of that money was reimbursed to Georgia specifically for this election. I wonder if there's anything there.
Oh, they probably drained it all and put it all there.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm totally with the idea of the reality, not the idea, the reality that the Democratic Party uses the DCCC to pick particular types of Democrats to keep a consistent brand of third way-ism in power in DC, right? From Rahm Emanuel on, like even before Rahm Emanuel, but Stoller, Matthew Stoller, what's he with the Washington? I forgot who Matt. Sorry, Matt. The Nation. He writes for the Nation every now and then.
He writes for a bunch of different.
Right. He freelance. Anyway,
I think the article you're referring to is in the Atlantic.
In the Atlantic. Yes. Thank you. Sorry, man.
How the Democratic Party lost its populist soul.
Yeah, but he was pointing out how Rahm Emanuel specialized in that. Right. I think one of the number one mistake that Barack Obama made that sealed his destiny before he even went to the White House was to pick Rahm Emanuel to be his chief of staff. Right. If you read the book, there's two books. There's Confidence Men, and then there is it's another book, but it outlines how everything that Barack Obama wanted to do in the for the people in the recovery, Rahm Emanuel intentionally undermined. Specifically said we have to get him off of this. So just in terms of
Larry Summers too, and
Larry Summers. How do you think he got all of that whole cabal, right? Like he trusted, he went in with this guy, his fellow Chicagoan, and I think no, that was the dumbest and the worst move that he made. And it really haunted him. I mean, like he was stuck in a trajectory that Rahm Emanuel wanted. That's because Rahm Emanuel was the leader, right? He was the leader of the Democratic Party. He's the de facto leader of the Democratic Party. He was the one ensuring that the third way DLC version of the Democratic Party still survived while Hillary Clinton was trying to figure out if she was going to actually run for president.
Yeah,
exactly. It was Rahm Emanuel, and that was the worst pick that Barack Obama could. Now, not saying that he didn't make plenty of other mistakes even after he got rid of Rahm Emanuel, but in terms of that very first mistake, when he Larry Geithner, is it Larry? Larry Summers and Tim Geithner. Once he picked Tim Geithner, I was like, hey, ain't nothing changing.
Yeah, it was
it's the same. It's the same.
I forget who the speech was to, but when he called himself a new Democrat, I got scared. And then when he picked Geithner, it was just all over.
Yeah, no, I knew once he's got Geithner, I was like, yeah, that's it. Forget it.